Cosmic Amanda once again, hitting all the hot spots in downtown Haverhill. This time we're taking a tour of the Haverhill Brewery. I'm here with John Curtis, who's the brewmaster here at Haverhill Brewery.
Glad to have you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about how beer is made?
Well, right now we're standing in the brew house, which is actually where I do most of my work. But the first step in the process is crushing malted barley. And I'll take you down and see it if you want.
Sounds pretty good. Let's have a look.
All right. So the first step in the brewing process is we take malted barley from all over the world. This exact bag comes from Belgium. We take the barley kernels, which look like this, and we crack them up so we can get more of the sugar out of the kernels. So after we crack the barley, it goes up this transfer pipe up into our grist case, which is where we store it overnight before we mash in the morning. So the milled grain comes right from the grist case in the morning, right through these pipes and into our kettle, where we combine it with various temperatures of water. What that does is break down the complicated sugars into simpler sugars that the yeast will be able to eat. After that, we transfer the entire mash mixture over into the lauter tun, which has a false bottom. We recirculate it, and then we transfer it back into the kettle. We fill it up to about 300 gallons. After that, we boil it for about an hour, depending on the style, and add hops at different points. And we brought some hops. So these are whole leaf hops. This is one type of hop we use. So they're actually the cones from the female hop vine plant. And they add the bitterness and also a lot of the flavor and aroma to the beer. They actually also act as a natural preservative too. After we boil it and add the hops, we chill it down right through the chiller, right down there. It goes from about 212 degrees down to about 75, and that's when we pump it downstairs into one of our fermenters, which I'll show you next.
All right, on the way to becoming delicious beer. Is this where all the fermentation takes place?
Yep, these are our 820 barrel fermenters, so it's about 600 gallons these tanks hold. So it takes 2 batches in our brew house to fill these. This is where we add the yeast, and the yeast eats all that simple sugar we created during the mashing process, and it produces carbon dioxide, and also what we're more concerned with is alcohol.
So when can I have some beer? How long does this whole process take?
It depends on the style. Our regular house beers, like our Leather Lips IPA, takes about 7 to 8 days to ferment completely.
Leather Lips.
But we have some, I've actually got one beer that's been in the tanks for about 3 years now, and it's still not even close to ready.
Wow.
After we ferment completely, we lower the temperature on the tanks. We get all that yeast out, either pitch it into another beer, or we just get rid of it. And then the beer's all set for filtration into one of our serving tanks, or into one of our bottling tanks.
So not only do you have the tap pub upstairs, but you also bottle your own beer. And I take it this is where the magic happens.
Yep, we have our own bottling line where we bottle all our beers and ship them all over Massachusetts. The process starts off here on our collection table, where we load all the bottles by hand before they go into the rinser. This rinser sprays water at high pressures to get out any dust and any other debris from the bottles to make sure they're clean. The next step is our filler, and that's the most important part. That's actually where the beer goes into the bottles. We then go to the capper to keep it nice and fresh, and down into the labeler. So we're bottling about 100 cases of beer per day on this line.
We're gonna make our dreams come true, doing it our way.
And now we have the finished product.
All right, let's check this out.
Yeah,
Product shot.
cheers.
That's pretty good. Thank you very much. Hey, what's that over there?
All right, so now we're going to pour you a sampler of 5 of our year-round beers. Our Haverhill Cream Ale, our Whittier White, our Leather Lips IPA, our Home Run APA, and our Gestalt.
Is that me right there?
So here's your sampler of our most popular beers. There you are.
Actually, John, I brought my own glass.
Oh, well, great. Cheers.